Shalom, brethren. I got COVID about 3 weeks ago, and it was severe. I had shortness of breath, a huge continuous migraine. I was weak. I barely had any energy, and I constantly kept coughing, and it was really bad and gross kind of coughing, So much so that I was miserable for about 4 days or a week, and I finally went to the hospital, and they did a COVID test on me, and I was COVID positive. I have had COVID pneumonia, so there was pneumonia in my lungs. So I was in the hospital for 5 days, basically a week. And they put needles in me and plasma and vitamins and everything else to get me better. And it worked, along with prayer from my wonderful family and friends. Thank you very much for praying for me. For those of you who didn't know I had COVID, I kept it hush hush. I just didn't want people asking me a bunch of questions and stuff and worrying and be like, oh, are you okay? Are you okay now? Da, da, da. I didn't feel like dealing with that, which is understandable, I think. Yeah, when I was in the hospital, it was really rough getting better, and I was really worried because I haven't seen, but I've heard of people from old to super young dying of COVID. And I was just wondering if I was going to be one of those people. And I really believe I would have died if it weren't for the prayers of my mother and the people she got to pray for me, and just all the people that were praying for me. I really believe I wouldn't have gotten better if Christians didn't continuously put petitions before God that I would get better. God bless my brethren, God bless my family, God bless God. While I was in the hospital, I was really upset with God. Like, why is this happening to me? Because I just felt so awful. I was hooked up to a whole bunch of machines and everything like that. And I asked God, why did you let this happen to me? Like, what? And he was telling me that he was using COVID and the great pain I was experiencing to see if I would rely on him and trust him in great pain. It's easy to do that when you're feeling all good, or when you have minimal errors in your life. You're just, everything is going okay. At least it was for me. But it was just so painful. And now, I'm over COVID. But I still have some symptoms. I still have a cough. I'm getting stronger every day. I'm still on certain medications, but I'm almost done with that. So I still had COVID symptoms, but I'm completely healed from it, and I claim that in the name of Jesus. asked God, like, you did this to me. You did this to me, and I was very angry with him. Very angry for some time. And then I trusted him. And then I was angry again. And then I trusted him again. So it was like an up and down pattern. But I'm here to say that I'm okay. And God has just really blessed me. Really blessed me. Like, I'm still going to doctor's appointments and stuff, and I'm still doing all those things. But he really showed me who he is. He really showed me himself. He really showed me what it is to be a Christian and to walk in faith. When this COVID thing happened, I was like, oh man, that's sad. Because I didn't think I would be one of those people. Because I wear masks, and I use hand sanitizer, and I wash my hands, and all those things, you know, just to, and I do the whole 6 feet, 6 feet thing, of course, and I don't even go out a lot in general, so I'm just like, I'm not gonna catch it, but I did. And I'm glad that I did. How can I explain this? When I went through all the pain I went through, I had a lot of people supporting me and stuff, but the number one person that's always been there is God. Always encouraging me, like, it's gonna be okay. Work on this, do this, take this, leading and guiding me all the way, like a father holding the hand of a small child. And even when I was really angry at him, and I don't think a lot of people talk about that. I was super angry. I was saying a whole bunch of things, like, I just want you to leave me alone. Like, it was just like, so, like, why is this happening to me of all people? Like, me of all people. Because I just feel like, oh, I'm a Christian. I live. I walk really closely with him. Like, why? Like, how? And it's just like, he was really trying to test me and grow my faith and really show me the great kindness that he had, even with all my, like, constant bickering and complaining and everything. He remained always faithful. I don't regret anything in my life. I regret the things that I didn't give up for God. I regret nothing that I've given up for him. I regret nothing that the things that I didn't do, because maybe it was fun, maybe it was, whatever. I regret nothing, because God has always been there. I have a deep appreciation for God in my life. And sometimes it doesn't always show. It doesn't always show in the way that I think or talk, because I'm mad or that he did this or allowed this or whatever. But then I fast and I pray and I thank him. I constantly thank him for his goodness. And he teaches me and he changes me. And I walk in newness and I'm constantly progressing. And that's the goal, to constantly progress. Thanks, fam.